Steve here from JTM, and today I'm going to take a look at my favourite Seiko vintage watches of all time. These are the reference number 6138 8000 chronographs, also known as the Baby Panda. Now these were released for just a limited period of 2 years, from 1971 to 1972. It's not sure how many were actually made in production, but from the limited amount that we see on the second-hand market, I would estimate that certainly under 1,000 of each of the watches. They're easily identified from the standard Panda by the smaller case size, and you can see the 23 jewels, which is written under the day-date window. Taking a look at the proportions of this watch, the case size is a nice 13mm in thickness with a 39mm diameter. Interestingly, the 6138 movement postdates the 6139 movement, so not only do we get stop, start and reset buttons here, we also get a manual wind function, which the 6139 lacks. The lug width is 19mm, and this is not the original bracelet that the watch came on. This is a replacement Seiko vintage bracelet that I picked up. Overall, I much prefer the look of this watch on a stainless steel bracelet, and although it's difficult to source a vintage one, they are out there if you look hard enough. Taking a look at the case back and zooming in here, you can see that the serial number at the bottom there, the first digit, number 1, that refers to the year, so in this case 1971. And the second digit, the 7, is the month, so this comes from July 1971. Side by side with the Speedmaster here, you can see that the years have really added a nice sort of champagne colour to the what used to be white of the dial. Where this watch really shines, however, is on the wrist. I have only a 6 3/4 inch wrist size, which makes this case absolutely perfect. Moving on to the reverse Panda here, these tend to be slightly more sought after by collectors these days, and I've seen prices go pretty crazy for these in the last 5 years. Just as recent as sort of 2015-16, you could pick these up for about $500. Now you'll be lucky to pay less than $3,000 for one in good condition on the original bracelet. But finding one on the original bracelet is no easy task. Here it is, nicknamed the Railway Track Bracelet. It's extremely thin and light and shiny, and just such a fun and unique bracelet. Definitely one of my favourites. Be careful, however, there are some unscrupulous sellers out there who are putting fake replacement bracelets onto these watches and trying to sell them as original. The one on the left is one such example, taken from a recent Yahoo auction listing. If you look closely, you'll see small gaps in between the vertical bolts. The original on the right has none of these gaps, so although these bracelets are similar, the one on the left is a fake and not the original. So to change the time, you pull the crown out 2 stops, then you can rotate the minutes hand quite simply like this. Pushing it back into the position will let you wind the watch, and clicking it out into just one step, you can then rotate the date by moving the fingers clockwise, and anti-clockwise will rotate the day, which rotates in kanji and English. So there we have it, 2 of the very best Seiko vintage watches in my opinion. Just killer vintage vibes with these, and love everything about them, from the case size to the movement to they just leave me absolutely speechless. For more of Seiko watches and other Thai and Japanese domestic market models, check out jtmwatches.com, and I'll see you in the next video.